dieser sehr eindrücklichen letzten Szene schließen wir die Diskussion zu diesem Buch. Ich möchte noch als letzte Frage Baram er hat eben ein neues Buch veröffentlicht, and you said Thomas was actually a modern character put into a setting in the past, and in your new novel you also, there's a character similar to him. He is an advertising man for an American company, Thomas, and in one of the protagonists of your new book, Zel Olam, the world is a rumor, he is a representative, he's a consultant, if I'm right. I didn't read the book yet, it's not translated into German, let's hope it will be translated soon. And so maybe you could talk a bit more about your new book, and just to finish and to give an appetizer to the public, what we'll expect them.
Well, it's basically a novel that deals with try to understand or think about what you might call it late capitalism, and it's more like, it's a very contemporary novel, and it's more like if Good People is more traditional, it is form and the structure. This novel is, I think, is a bit less conventional, and it has like 3 different plots, 3 different stories, and 3 different maybe storytelling devices, and basically it's like a group of young Londoners that decide to, they are very poor, from poor families, and they decide that they want to create a world strike of 1 billion strikers against the world order. And this story they tell you the story in a we voice, so there's no one narrator and there's no one character. It's like a group of we, so it's not a very psychological part, because it doesn't allow you to describe any psychological profiles of the characters. But it's more like an action-driven plot of a group that try to make something in the world. And then there is the MSV, which is a consulting firm. And they are trying to, let's say, stop this strike. And all the part of MSV, the American consulting firms that works in many different continents, and they're involved in a lot of political campaigns. All this story, I tell the story only through correspondence between the different workers. And through the correspondence, you understand like the soul of the organization, because I wanted to like describe a corporation, and I thought a lot about it, how to describe a corporation, and then I thought that maybe the essence of the corporation it's the production, and the production in this case is the total of the correspondence of this corporation. So through the correspondence between the workers, you understand how the corporation functions, and the story developed. And there is one more traditional story of an Israeli guy, Gabriel Mansour. Mansour is like also the family of my mother, and he's involved in this novel in a very interesting way, I think, because in the beginning he looks like a very small timer when you think about the 2 other parts that are, let's say, trying to overtake the world. And he's just let's say a businessman from Israel. But as the story progresses, you understand how Gabriel is connected to the whole other story, and basically Israel is just part of the story, because it's tried to understand globalization in the last 30 years. So Israel is just another player in this world order, and so I think it's a very different novel, and basically I wrote it about my generation. Most of the characters in the book are in my generation. Not all of them. There are young people, younger and older people, but it's like try to understand my generation, and also the encounter between the personal ethic of a human being, the things he believes in, and the forces he serves as a professional. So it really deals with this gap, I think, that in my generation is very interesting, between the thing you do, the forces that you serve, the forces that you give your talent to, like corporations, the bureaucracy of the state, and the political ideas that you believe in. And it came to me when I saw more and more people that work in all these consulting firms and in corporations and in the foreign ministry of Israel and blah, blah, blah. And then in the evening they write you all this Marxist post on Facebook. And I wanted to understand I think I'm not saying it only in the critical way, because I understand that capitalism, in a way, it always forces you to struggle in order to support your family and to support your life and to advance yourself. But I thought it's very interesting, because in good people, if you serve the totalitarian bureaucracy, you need to believe in the machine, or at least pretend as if you believe in the machine. But capitalism is more inclusive. It tells you, just give me your talents, and if you want to call yourself Marxist in the evening, and you want to say that capitalism is the way, no problem. Just give me your talents. And I think it's a very interesting phenomenon of our generation. I think it's totally new, of course, but in our generation, I think it's very, very evident that you divide yourself between the professional thing and the political views. I don't believe in such, by the way, separation.
Thank you so much for this explanation. Thank you for being here. We're curious what is to come for you, and danke Ihnen.
Thank you.
Danke fürs Hiersein und eine gute Fortsetzung des Festivals. Auch hier, Hanno, wünsche ich alles Gute. Wir beginnen in Zürich in ein paar Stunden mit einer Lesung von Lisi Doron.
Danke, Baram.